Well, hello, it's lockdown day 9 already. Where is the time going? It's really flying by. It's now the 2nd of April. I've got a big challenge on today, which is the continuing struggle to teach Isabel about biological molecules. We've been doing quite a bit this week on this, but today I'm absolutely determined that somehow or another, and I'm not sure how yet, we're going to make some sort of an art and craft activity out of this to fully understand the concept of covalent bonding. Okay, I've gathered some bits and bobs that I have found around the house for our science craft project. I found some simple images to look at in this book. I've got our periodic table, and I think there's something in here which goes into great depth about the periodic table as well. There we are. When I first started homeschooling, would you believe I read this entire book cover to cover? It goes from, I don't know, whatever age it is, like all the way through up to age 16 anyway. All sciences. I was educating myself, see. So we're going to watch our video lesson first, the proper one, and then we're going to see what we are inspired to make.
Are you ready for ASMR?
Okay, we started with the plasticine and matchsticks. Do you like my water molecule? Look, 2 hydrogens and an oxygen.
I want to be as far down as possible because they don't have a very good stick to ball ratio.
No, I don't suppose they do. Here's Izzy's leaning up against the laptop.
It's harder to use this than you think.
Oh, look at this. I bet you can't guess what that is.
Looks like a rattlesnake tail.
Oh, I suppose it does a bit. We are making biological molecules, so that is Izzy's chain of proteins. Where's your chain of carbohydrates? Oh, there it is.
This one's obviously a carbohydrate. I mean, there's basically no difference.
Right, okay, so that's my carbohydrate chain. It's a polysaccharide, isn't it? When they're just one on their own, they're monosaccharide, but when they're together, they're polysaccharide.
Also, I was a very self-obsessed child because the only letters that we have are ones that spell Isabel. Isabel.
Oh, yeah, I probably took apart loads of your old necklace creations and just shoved them back in the bead.
I was clearly...
thingy
And look, you can
jar.
almost spell my name twice with just these letters.
Yeah.
I was...
Anyway, you're getting sidetracked now.
I love myself.
I know you do.
Clearly. I've done my lipid. Huzzah. Mum's taken a while with her plasticine.
I know. It's not the tidiest, is it? I'm gonna have that one.
It's a bit uneven. Yeah. Just saying.
My lipid's finished, and that's a disaccharide. And that's a polysaccharide. Oh, I'm impressed with that.
So a simple sugar, 1 subunit of a carbohydrate, will dissolve in water. If you start binding them into a long chain, they won't dissolve in water. Okay,
we've got a right challenge on now. We're going to try and mimic the branched carbohydrate shape using this fine crafting wire and some tiny beads.
It's not going to work.
Oh, I don't know. I think it can.
Oh, look, it just slips, look.
Okay, so that one was tricky. We quickly got quite exasperated with the blue wire technique because, as Isabel pointed out, the beads just sort of flapped around on them. Well, that's mine. I got some plasticine on the go. Does it look like the illustration?
Only because it doesn't really have the thin bits, so it kind of just looks like that's the shape. But you tried, and it's better than mine, so...
Well, let's have a look at yours then.
Huzzah. You get the idea.
Yes, you do. Okay, we've abandoned the video at the moment because we're a bit confused because the video doesn't seem to be talking about what the revision sheet that goes with the video is talking about. But anyway, it talks about covalent bonding, and we don't seem to have got any covalent bonding on any of our curriculum videos. So we spent a lot of time yesterday looking at Brian Cox, wasn't it, explaining it on an old GCSE bite-sized video. So we did a lot on that yesterday when I wasn't filming. But I want Izzy to physically make some out of wire and beads or plasticine now, just so she really gets to grips with it, literally. So we're just going to copy these simple ones from this book here, just to get the concept.
Doing covalent bonding, I finished.
There you go, finished. That's my chlorine molecule. It is 2 chlorine atoms stuck together, and look, they haven't got enough electrons in their outer shell. They desperately want to have 8, but that one's only got 7 and that one's only got 7 because obviously they only have 7 if they're chlorine, and they're like desperate to clump together, and they're doing sharesies, and that's what covalent bonding is. They do sharesies, so they've both got 8 now, look. Ta-da! And now the Izzy has come to the end of her concentration span for anything science related, so she's making herself some lunch. As often happens, total case of child gets bored and wandered off, mother gets really into the project and carries on her own. Yeah, that. What's that? Peptide. Yeah, peptide. Look, Izzy, what do you think? What do you think of my display sheet?
That looks like a grape from the far.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, I like it. That's mine, and that's hers. Well, I still don't know how much of that she took on board, but I'm going to award myself 10 out of 10 for effort. This is how our quarantine shelf is getting on. See that there? That's the second of Izzy's birthday presents to come. In fact, I think there's 2 things in there. So she's got 3 things now ready, lurking. God, look at this mess. I think I'd better have a little tidy up. She wants to crack straight on with English literature now, which is fine with me. So I've just had a quick banana and she's had a toasty. We've been analysing poetry for quite some time, the last 2 chapters in fact, and we're about to start on something by Shakespeare. This is the first time we've actually studied Shakespeare in our homeschool. Well, that's not strictly true. A couple of years ago we did make a little tentative foray at Isabel's request, but it was just too much. So I decided to save it for a later developmental stage, shall we say. So we really didn't linger in Shakespeare very long at all, but it's actually on the syllabus now, so we're gonna tackle him head on. I put Isabel in charge of making my coffee.
I accidentally filled it too much. It's almost burst in its banks.
What's she like? Tastes good though. Just need to get to the point where I can actually move it. Right, I think it is transferable now.
Sorry. It was an accident.
I was just quizzing Izzy on how many syllables are in an iambic pentameter, and she was very adamant it was 7, and I realised what had happened. There are 10, by the way.
Yeah, I know that now.
An iambic pentameter is a line with 10 syllables in it, by the way. Isabel went, iambic pentameter. I got 7.
I thought that's what you meant.
There are 10. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon now. I've done all my sort of interacting, facilitating stuff with Izzy now. So she's just got left to do her history, and then she's going to do some more maths. And the next thing I've got to do, of course, mark the latest bit of maths work that she's done this morning. Good, 95%. She is flying through these ones without any problem really. She just lost 1 mark because she put a multiply instead of a plus. So I gave her 4 marks for that 5-mark question because she got all the other elements right. Look, you know what this means, don't you? Another whole thing getting highlighted through. Yay! Ooh, ooh. Yippee! Right, next is going to be find area and perimeter of circles and semicircles. I think she did this with the Conquer maths. I'm just going to get her to revise it anyway. So I'm going to spend some time now printing all the next lot out for her. Also, looking ahead, our maths tutors very kindly sent us the next scheme of work. So I'm just going to cut this out and stick that on. I like cutting things out. Wahaha. Double-sided sticky tape, because wouldn't it be annoying if you're going to like highlight through something and there was sellotape in the way? Oh, that would be annoying. This is really sticky, this one. I don't know where I got it from. A lot of this stuff has moved with me from the old house. I'm starting to feel a little bit like I really just want to break out now and go to shops and things and just browse around. Looking forward to when this is all over. It's going to be a great big party, I think. Be like when the war finished and everyone was out having street parties, I reckon. There we are. Beautiful. Luckily, believe it or not, I had some printer paper for Christmas. I love presents like that. So I've got that waiting for when I run out. I've got a bit of a production line going on here. That should keep going for about the next 4 days. I had the bright idea to shove it all on 2 pages onto one, because literally it's taken up so much paper. So yeah, done it that way instead. So hopefully we'll use up half as much paper. I don't know, I didn't think of that ages ago actually, because they're so spread out, these ones. It was literally 2 questions per sheet earlier, especially as I forgot to check the box that was to print double-sided. I thought it was on default, but it seemed to have undefaulted itself randomly. There, I'll clip that all together with a paper clip so she knows it's all the same topic and they're all sort of subtopics, as it were. Good. I'll pop those on the top of the maths drawer for her so she knows where to find them. You may remember on Friday the 13th of March, Isabel did a college taster day, didn't she? She went and did kind of like an alternative to an interview at this college. For the pre-16s, they let them do a day in with the existing class to see how they get on, and they observe them. Well, soon as that finished, it kind of all went into, oh my goodness, everybody needs to self-isolate, kind of pandemonium, havoc. And so I just left the college be. They didn't get in touch, but I thought, right, okay, they've got bigger fish to fry at the moment. We're just one little home ed family out of the multitude of students that need to have online learning. So I just left it. But actually we need to know. So I emailed the guy and he hasn't got back to me. I left a phone message. They haven't got back to me. I tried to ring again today and the phone message just said, this phone is no longer being answered. Please see our website for contact details. So I saw the website and found a specific admissions email address to write to. So I've done that and I'm waiting to hear. We don't even know if she's been accepted. Next on my list today is to try again, 3rd day running, to book an online shop for my mum. I've been failing. There have been no slots anywhere. There's nothing for Asda's or Tesco's for the next 3 weeks. She's got one on the 10th of April coming, but I can't get anything after that. I'm going to try Sainsbury's. Right, I had this trouble with Sainsbury's before, and the problem is it won't let me book a slot because it says I'm not in the vulnerable category, but it's actually for my mum. But there is a telephone number to ring, so I'm going to ring it and see what happens.
Our colleagues are working hard to answer as many calls as possible.
I can't get through.
We ask that you try again later.
Much time has now elapsed. I've had a long chat to my mum on the phone in the meantime. Have not succeeded in booking any delivery slots with anything. I've managed to order a couple of bits off Amazon. Haven't got through to the health food shop yet that sent the package to my address. That's Isabel. What on earth are you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, is my kitchen stuff okay?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Okay, Izzy's doing a spot of cooking. Oh, I don't know where I'm at with it. I'm having online shopping nightmares. Oh, it will come to pass. Isabel was trying to use white cooking chocolate to make crispy cornflake cakes. She decided white was a bit of a rubbish colour, so she added some food colouring to it, and it instantly went rock hard, even in the hot water, and became completely non-malleable. It's kind of soft. She panicked, didn't know what to do. And I said, oh, just leave it there, I'll sort it out. She must have changed its melting point or something. It looks like ice cream, doesn't it? It's flute o'clock now. You know, for all these years, I would have thought that if I got in a position where I had unlimited time to practice whatever I wanted and not stuff that I had to do for upcoming gigs, and had the freedom of choice to play whatever I wanted, I would have jumped at the chance and gone absolutely crazy and just been playing for pleasure every day. But what's actually happened is I've just gone, like, yeah, I can have a rest. I've still been practicing, I have, but I've kind of felt a bit lost with it, to be honest. I feel like I should be pushing forward with something, but I'm not sure what. So I'm going to go and brush my technique up and think about what I want to do with my technique once it's brushed back up again. I've still been practicing, I've been practicing every day, only about an hour though, so not loads. I have missed a couple of days as well. I'm feeling a bit rusty. I'm just literally doing a load of scales today. I just want to feel the fluidity coming back. It's 8 o'clock and I've been playing and having a lovely time. So I did about half an hour of scales, and then I decided what I really want to do is what I always used to do years ago before Izzy came along, which was to just play along with CDs, whether I know them or not. And if I don't know them, like just put in a few notes here and there until I can gradually pick up more and more and more. So I've been having great fun with that, and I picked a totally random CD off the shelf, which is a really old one, which is this, which is a Swedish band from years ago, 1997. There we are, 1997. I bought it when it was new. So I've just been staring at my ancient but loved CD player. I've had this since the 90s as well, and I would never want another one. Honestly, I love it. It's just right. And the reason it's exactly at that height is so I can stand here and play my flute right next to it. So it's loud to me because I'm right next to it and it's right in my ear, but it's not as loud, you know, beyond for the neighbours and all that. So that's kind of what I like to do. And you know, it took me straight back to the 90s, and I could smell the warm grass inside the festival tent. That's the image that conjured up for me. Very bizarre one, but nonetheless it did, and it just reminded me of life back then for me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!